Hello and welcome. This is Eagle Eye 621, and what you see behind me is the Cobblestone Flood. This machine is capable of producing 235,400 cobblestone per hour, and to be clear, that is the collected cobblestone that ends up in your collection trap down there. Let me show you how to build this, as well as show you some steps along the way, and talk about some recommendations. But before I do that, let me just take a moment to say thank you. This is my 25,000 subscribers on YouTube special. I really did not think I would ever make it nearly this far, and figured that you all deserve something interesting for such a milestone. So if you haven't, do scroll down and just double check that you're still subscribed. YouTube sometimes unsubscribes people. And an extra special thank you to the members, which is right next to the subscribe button. That's the join button. So also, to make sure that all credit is properly given, you may recognize part of this design. If you remove this wing right here and this wing right here, then these two original flat structures was in Ilmango design. That's his 120,000 per hour cobblestone design. Figured out you could actually fit these extra two wings in here and bump that up to over 137,000. I then put out a video on my stone swirl where I compacted those modules to make room for more rows of stone, and this stone swirl pumps out 171,000 plus cobblestone per hour, which I believe is the current world record holder for the cobblestone generator. Although my intention was just keep it simple and see if we could increase the rates a little bit. You also may remember I did some basalt videos, which I'll link to if you're interested in. For my 25,000 subscribers special, I did want to break this record again and figured out you could add these little wings in here and bring this up to 188 plus thousand per hour. But figured that you all deserved something a little better than that for my 25,000 sub special, so I made this. Now this one right here is the one that I will actually recommend you build in your world, especially if you're on a server. This other one right here is subject to lag spikes causing some issues. This one is 100% stable and server safe. So it is very slightly slower at 223,600 per hour, but it is the one I recommend building in your world unless you're very advanced and can mess with some of the timings to make sure that this does work properly. So let me explain this one. I'll show you the updates on that one so that you can see that as well. And what you see here are a bunch of stone making modules. We have water coming in on both sides, and it is timed such that the water can actually connect in the middle, and they connect before the lava has time to flow down. And at the exact tick the lava flows down, these pistons behind it push it towards the blast chamber in the center. And now every second block generation, that is every second time you make stone, there will be a TNT in here that explodes, and it's timed also tick perfect, that it explodes exactly when this block is pushed. And I will show you that in a second. For up here, we had to do something a little bit different, still keeping it very simple. You can see we just pulled the signal right out here. We missed this repeater that's on 4-tick delay on purpose, and that pushes the stone forward. But we also need to push the stone down in order to get it into the range of the TNT. So we took our same exact timing right here. This is now after that 4-tick repeater. You can see the rest of these modules are on 1 tick. And sure enough, these up here are also on 1 tick. So these get pushed in and then pushed down at the exact same time that all 4 of these walls are pushed. So we can see this in action. If I can find the on switch, which is right over here. And you'll see that the stone is pushed, and then it gets pushed down. At the same time, the walls are getting pushed in. And that has to do with the block resistance. when stone or anything else is pushed by a piston. In that tick, it has a very low blast resistance, which is how you can get so much cobblestone. And just to give you an idea about how much this is, because just seeing a number like 223,000 per hour, it's kind of hard to conceptualize. Let me turn this back off for a second. You make the contents of these 3 chests in 1 hour. And they are not filled with cobblestone. They are filled with shulker boxes filled with cobblestone. Just like this. And then even up to here, these are all completely filled with cobblestone. And then this is the extra. So you can fill this double chest filled with shulkers, filled with cobblestone in 25 minutes, or this is what you get for an hour. So just for some more numbers, because people like math and counting with Eagle Eye 621, that's 62 per second. It's over 3,700 per minute. You already saw the hour, and that is 5.37 million cobblestone per real-life day. Or in terms of something a little more relatable, you make a stack roughly every second. You can fill a chest in just under 28 seconds, and your entire inventory from empty to filled with cobble in 37 seconds. So if you wanted to set up a system to collect this all, I will turn this back on, you would need 25 dedicated hoppers all pointing into their own chests. Now what I did in my real world when I built, not quite this one, I had built the stone swirl, is I actually connected this part right here to a water stream, and I moved the on switch, which is this lever on this block right here, to where the player stands. So when we needed more cobble, I would just stand underneath it, flick the lever, fill a couple of shulker boxes, and be on my way. So you can see it's under 40 seconds to fill a box, so you don't end up waiting for all that long. Now, there is a little bit more of optimization you can do, but let me also just prime you on how to move this into your world. If you, and I will have a world download for this, so if you're going to just copy and paste it on a structure block into your world, you need to make sure that you take this TNT out. You need to remove that piece of TNT and put it just like that. Or else when you spawn in the structure from that structure block, this TNT will ignite right here and it will blow up this TNT duplicator. Also, if you forget, sometimes you don't copy entities, be sure to add this minecart there as well. And when you place that TNT there, the first time you turn it on, it will grab it and pull it back into the position that you saw it previously, where it will remain until it is needed again. Now let me show you a little bit more optimization in case you do want to go for that world record maximum possible cobblestone. What I did on this one was we added some extra stone here. So you may see if we look from the top, this module is 1 block longer than this one. So we extended this one module so that we could push it in from the side to then push it in again from this side to then push it down, so that it does fill in these 2 blocks right here in order to maximize the amount of stone you are pushing in. We've also removed the obsidian, which the TNT would land on, and converted it to an airburst. And just so you can see what the timing looks like on that, you can see all these repeaters. And just in case you're having trouble on YouTube seeing them, every single one of these repeaters is on 4 tick delays, except for one, which is on 3 tick delay. Now, it looks like the airburst is the main issue you have with lag spikes on a server, so that's where your main issue is. If you converted this one over to an airburst, you'd gain an extra roughly 10,000. It's still slightly less because this one, you can see, doesn't have the extra stone coming in from the side. It just has these 2 rows of 5 on each side. It doesn't have the extra 2 in the middle right here. But as I said, this one is 100% server safe and stable. Let it run for an extraordinary amount of time. I've lagged up the game on purpose to see what could happen, and it's perfectly fine. Also note some changes from that original El Mango one. We did have to move the TNT duplicator up a little bit, and I did also add this piston right here to push the TNT over to make sure that doesn't get caught on the lip on either side, which would obviously blow this up and ruin your whole design. So that's really all there is to it. There will be a world download in the description, so I encourage you to go there, test this out in the creative mode world, build this in your world, and be sure to share some screenshots if you do build this in your own world. If you found this video helpful, I would appreciate a like. Found it interesting, maybe even share it with your friends. And for more videos like this, do be sure to subscribe. Once again, a tremendous thank you for 25,000 subscribers on YouTube. It really does mean a lot to me, and I really do appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by.